Rabbi Hayyan was Baal Tefilah. And Rabbi Hayyan with his sons came to pray together Hazanim. Together. The Gemara writes that when they started to pray, the power of Tefilah was so strong that every word that they were saying was actually doing things in the world. When they got to Mashiva Ruach Umorim Geshem, winds and rains were coming down. And the Gemara writes that they were finishing the second beracha of Mechaya Metim. V'ne'eman ata le'achayot metim. The Gemara says at that moment the earth started to shake and the dead people, they started to get up. Says the Gemara. Immediately Borei Olam said, whoa. What's going on over here? You gotta stop this. So the Gemara writes that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent Malachim, angels, in a body of dubim, of bears, right? And they came to the Beit Midrash and they bothered the Tefilah of the Chachamim, okay, of these three rabbis, so they couldn't say it at the same moment, and that's why when they finished Baruch Atah Hashem Mechaya Metim, the Metim didn't get up. It says that the meaning of this Gemara, by saying that he sent Malachim in a shape of bears, bear refers to Paras. Paras, the Persians. Amen. The Gemara compares the Persians to the bear for many reasons. One of them was because they were very, hairy and also looking to rest all the time. And the bear is known as an animal that he sleeps, Habibi, months. But anyway, why this is strange? In nowadays, when you pray normally, you don't get connected. When you have a bear next to you, then you start praying. By Rabbi Hayyan and his sons, the bear bothers them to pray. But us is exactly the opposite. Which means that when it comes to our tefillot, we have to believe in the koach of Tefilah that we have. Unfortunately, we don't believe how powerful is our prayers. If Rabbi Hayyan and his sons got into the point of understanding that every word that they will take out from the mouth can create a reality. If we understand that that's our tefillot will be completely different. Completely different. I gotta share with you. Yesterday in Yerushalayim was Purim. It was an event that was done for certain hostages that got released. And one of the hostages, I think his last name is Ben Simon, I'm not sure. Okay? This boy is a young fellow, maybe in his early 20s. And he said, listen, years before the 7th of October, I was organizing parties. Not parties of, Kedusha and Tahara, but festivals. And he said, I made a bunch of parties. One of the parties that I made was on Purim. And then he said that after that party, he felt bad. He felt very, very bad. He was not feeling well. And then he got an attack of epilepsy. It's called how it's called, yeah, epilepsy. He was sent to the hospital. It was not good. It was not okay. And he's a young boy, epilepsy, a young guy. I don't know, 20 years old. He said, from that day, I only had problems. Only had problems. And I remember myself saying, looking up to Shamayim and saying, God, why me? Why me? And he said the following. He said, I was able to be released because my mom went to speak to Netanyahu. And she told him, I know that you're trying to do a deal with Hamas and to release the girls and the elder people, but my son is a sick person, he's a sick boy. And he started to give him proofs with papers that he is in a sakana constantly because of his health situation. The boy said, thanks to that epilepsy and with all the problems that I had later, I was able to be in the list of being released before my friends. So I realized that all these complaints that I had were actually chesed that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was doing with me. Unbelievable. I'm telling you a fresh story. Yesterday was told for first time. We have to believe on the one that is above us, and we have to believe in the power that we have in our tefillot. There were two girls that also were inside in Gaza, and these two girls, they decided to get connected with the Kadosh Baruch Hu every single day. I told you about this, the story of the girl that needed a sidur, and she prayed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to find her a sidur. She doesn't know how to pray by heart. And eventually, a couple of days later, okay, the Hamas guy, Menachem, comes over with the sidur that he found for one of the soldiers. And like this story, many stories. At the moment that we believe in the koach of Tefilah that we have, we can change everything. But I want to tell you one more thing. I'm going to try to be short. The Baal Shem Tov, Alav Shalom, there was in his time a very strong pandemic. And Bar Minan people started to die one after the other, like COVID. No alenu. The students came over to the Baal Shem Tov. They told him, Rabbi, do something. The Rabbi said, the Gezerah is so strong that I cannot do absolutely anything. So, but Rabbi, we have to do something. And then the Baal Shem Tov said, go to this town. There is a guy named Zalman. If you get to him, whatever tefilah, whatever beracha he will take out from his mouth, it will be fulfilled. So go to him, just ask him a beracha that the pandemic will stop. Okay, who is that tzaddik Nistar? Zalman, who never heard about him. They got into that town, and to make the long story short, they asked the Gabaim, there is any tzaddikim over here in this city? There is no tzaddikim. It used to be. They're all dead. Yeah, there is kivrei tzaddikim. There is no tzaddikim alive. They told us, Zalman one, Zalman so and so. This guy tzaddik, I don't think he's tzaddik. Okay, he's in that street. The guy is a shikor. He's a alcoholic guy. Alcoholic guy. Eventually they got to him, the guy was completely off. Oh, disgusting, his house, full of smell, alcohol. So they talked to him, and the guy was drunk. He was not even answering, there was no conversation. So listen, we came all the way till here. Let's wait. The one will go down, Let's remove out from him the wine, and we'll wait. Rabotai, after a couple of maybe hours, okay, they asked the guy, please, there is a pandemic, and we need a beracha from you. Me, berachot. Just say it. What do you care? Say that the pandemic will stop, Be'ezrat Hashem. The guy said, okay, the pandemic should stop, but are you going to give me a bottle of wine? Say, yeah, we promise. Okay, that's what happened. As soon as the guy said the pandemic should stop, it stopped. Now the students were in such a shock that they came back to the rabbi, the Baal Shem Tov, and said, Rabbi, what is this? A drunk guy has the power of tefillot and berachot? How come? And then the Baal Shem Tov tells them, guys, you have to know who is this fellow. This fellow had a saving account. Every week he was saving a couple of dollars to the side, saving account. Now today you have saving accounts for all type. You want to save for buy a house, for vacation, for whatever. These guys saved money to do Avera. And he said a nice amount of money. The Avera was not close by him. He said, Halas, I got my 500 ruble. I don't know how much is that. Let's say, I don't know, $5,000, whatever it is, $10,000. And he started to head to the place of the Avera. He says that he passed because it was a little bit far, so he needed to do a stop in between. So he stopped in a certain city. As soon as he gets to that city, he hears from inside one of the houses a lady yelling. The guy goes, Raz, what's going on? He sees this woman crying and yelling, panicking. What happened? Listen, I have 8 kids, and tomorrow they're going to hang up my husband. What? How come? Yes, the guy that he works by him, whatever he needs to pay the rent, and we didn't have the money. The guy said, if you don't give me the rent, the payment until tomorrow, okay, your husband will be hang out outside your house. What are you gonna do? 8 kids. This Yehudi says to her, how much do you own him? I own him 500 rubles. So the guy took the saving money that he had for the Avera and gave it to the woman. Says the Baal Shem Tov, at that moment in Shamayim, everything shaked. A guy that was going to do such an Avera, and he decided to save a life, we should give him a reward. What was the reward? The reward was that any Tefilah and any beracha that he will take out from his mouth, it will be fulfilled. But then, one of the angels says to Borei Olam, it's dangerous. You're going to give him such a gift. Think it's going to happen. Not in the right way. So you're right. So we're going to make him to be alcoholic. And he's not going to be focused on that. Rabotai, that's the story. That story is for us. We don't understand the power that we have in our mouth. We don't understand how much we can do in our tefillot. What is Borei Olam doing? Filling our head with all type of imaginations and things to think. At the moment that we will understand that all this is the Yetzer Hara to avoid from us to pray, we will stop with those type of thoughts. We'll focus in our tefillot, and you will be amazed how much Borei Olam will actually fulfill whatever you will ask from me. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen.